let's begin. We recording, so let's get ready. All right, welcome everybody to another episode of the Degenerates Among Us podcast, episode 4. We're back in this. Last episode was trash, thanks to certain people playing Guilty Gear. Couldn't even stop playing Guilty Gear for 1 minute, but whatever. Joining me here is my two brothers. Sadly, we don't have a big cast, but it's okay. It's okay. We're gonna do it. So first up, I mean, always late, but surprisingly, second time in a row, he's on a winning streak now. Ooh, big man.
You were late by 2 minutes. Don't you dare.
Shut the up. He's finally here early. So I gotta give him shots. JT. Say
Hey, what's up? JT in the building. I'm here. I wasn't here on the last episode, but from what I heard, and I listened to the recording a little bit of it too. It was pretty funny, but they just didn't have me to keep them calm and civilized and keep it funny.
Sir.
And I'm on time. Of course, I was gonna be here on time. What? Like, now that I knew, like, I was just busy last time, but we here.
Right. Whatever you say. Even though you practically last episode, the last time you was here was playing games, so I don't want to hear.
Hey,
nothing.
but I still put my input.
Okay, fair point. Well. Whatever. And then we have the biggest weeaboo ever, Roy.
A professional Guilty Gear lover.
Nah, son, you're a weeaboo, son. Matter of fact, to go on for a little tangent, I think last episode we was talking about who's the biggest weeaboo in this goddamn family we call ourselves, this Degenerates. You're the biggest.
I thought we. Why is this even a question? Like, I'm offended that you even
Sir,
that would have to figure this out. Why would you doubt me, man? Heart of the cards.
I wanted that title. What you talking about?
Like, anyone that tries to take the title, I'm just gonna have to bring them to my room and be like, yo, do you own this? Do you own this? If no,
and
stop talking.
See the in my phone? Do you see you can't even put this on TV.
Exactly. Like, some of this stuff
can't even show you this on TV screen.
Some of the stuff you
just
sent,
be all pixelized.
All I'm gonna do is play my ringtone.
Sir, some of the things you send are very questionable, but it's okay. It's okay. And last but not least is yours truly, Mr. Degenerate, a.k.a. Jahi. So, hello, welcome. So today's podcast, we got a little bit of news, and then we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna try and make this as short as fucking possible. I keep saying this, but we're gonna try make it short as possible because I'm tired of keep editing this shit. So it's too much editing. But the first news thing we're gonna talk about is we're gonna bow our heads and get this quick nut out. Anthem is finally no longer with us. Oh man, we don't mean to laugh, but so basically, BioWare's video game Anthem basically got canceled. Stop development.
After so many attempts of trying to stay good, trying to be free,
sir,
to the players all they want, it just was not happening. Sir,
they had an update coming, but due to Corona, and I can't even keep a straight face. We all know it ain't because of Corona. My niggas. All right, but basically what they were saying is that due to Corona, they weren't able to basically do the Taken King that was supposed to save the game. And basically, they had to stop developing it. But they're going to be moving on to doing Dragon Age and the next Mass Effect.
I hope it goes better, man. Oh my god.
So
Sure.
this is
This article was way too funny. I was reading the whole thing. I was like crying. I was like,
Cause
I
it's
can't
just
take
sad,
any.
man. Like
I can't take
the
anything they say
the
seriously.
design for the game was cool. The concept was nice. Like it just, I wanted to be good. I wanted to be something, but it was just like, you know, there was not much expanding to the story or lore to the world. Come on, give it a good expansion. Give it some meat, man. Like, come on, like learn from Destiny. Destiny at least like I don't wanna play it because I lost my dude Cade. And after that, I was like, okay, all right, man. And they still give you like updates and stuff to do. So
Roy, you have
They,
any?
they internet explorer at this point.
yo, damn.
Oh no!
Still
Nah,
updating, still trying to be relevant.
yo, they would try.
Only
They
use it to only use it to download the other cool.
oh my god, yo! I
I
can't.
only touch Anthem when I'm trying to figure out what fun gameplay looks like.
Oh man, Roy, is that all you got? That's all you got to say on this, man.
I'm gonna. What I got to say is I'm gonna try and read this with a very straight face. Despite some pre-release issues, Anthem came out strongly and was the. I can't do it. See, I got another. I don't understand. I thought Anthem was forgotten about.
Nah.
Like the way the article sounded, the article like
Yo.
I thought like rebirth. What? The game never even started. What are you
Yo.
bringing back?
Yo,
You never
I
had
was
anything to
thinking,
begin with.
I heard about
Like-
updates for it, and I'm just like, that's funny. Haven't heard much news about this game. Who's playing this shit?
You know, it's
And I'm
funny
just
because
like-
after
and
all
then-
of these
and then,
updates,
like-
they can't get recognized. Like there's nothing to. Then you're not updating anything. You're just the same game.
Yo, and then I'm like hearing, oh, it's put to the ground. Wow. So what them updates about be? Like, what?
Okay, so I'll say this. There's going to be a little tangent on my part, but I have been actually following what's been going on with Anthem. So originally it was supposed to have what is called Anthem Next, which is basically, it was supposed to be like Taken King. It was supposed to be like a overhaul of the game. And they were like, if you actually follow them on their BioWare page, they were actually giving like a lot of details, or at least a few details on what was changed or what was updated in the new suits and whatnot. And I was like, oh, this should be interesting. But like when you go to the actual page, there's hardly any people like really even talking about it, except the hardcore like Anthem fans. Those
hardcore fans.
What 1% of the 1% is that?
and that's the thing. Like I'm ultimately I'm two minds of it. I'm happy that they canceled it, and another part of me, I'm kind of like, God damn. It's like they should have had this Anthem Next out when Anthem was going through all its struggles. And now it's like we already moved on to other games. Like we have again Destiny, we have Final Fantasy, we have Avengers, which I hope this is a wake up call to Avengers, because that game could get canceled at any minute.
You think Square Enix gonna let that happen? You think they're gonna let one of their games get canceled?
Honestly, the way how Avengers is looking, if it doesn't shape up and they actually show characters that people want to play instead of stupid Hawkeye, no one cares about Hawkeye like that. I'm sorry. No one cares about Hawkeye. So
He just shoots arrows.
He
Nobody
just
cares.
shoots arrows. You know what people
Like
want?
he's cool, he's accurate,
He's Batman
and all that.
without powers. Except Batman's cooler.
You know,
Like he's Green Arrow. Like come on, like we all know the cool Arrow guy by now. Yeah, we
Batman
just
throws
want to play
boomerangs
as
at
And we-
five people
and we already have an arrow
And-
person. It's called Kate
and
Bishop.
give us better enemies.
It's like exactly. So it's like we have like this was a show like yo like you can't just sit here and say like hey we're gonna fix the game later. Like this is a perfect example of like yo stop using the excuse oh we'll put it out and fix it later because niggas ain't talk about Anthem since this fucking news dropped. No one's mentioned Anthem since this news dropped. And these guys are like, oh, we're sorry, but hey, at least we're keeping the servers alive. Nigga, who the fuck wants to play a dead game? The game is dead. Like, no one's gonna play it now. Like, you might as well turn off the servers. You might as well pack it up, throw it away, and be like, hey, we're sending out refunds. I don't even think they can do that due to the fact that the game's so fucking old. I think it's 2 years. When did Anthem come out? Hold on, let me look that up.
2-3 years, man. It's been something like that.
Wait. I'm actually curious. How
You can tell. I done forgot that game existed. I thought it got canceled from like the beginning. It was
really? It came out in 2019.
I thought the game was.
It came out
2019.
Yeah, 2019.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right, whatever. Well,
I can't believe this article had the balls to dare mention Warframe at any like. Why would you say you're trying to like? It felt like they were.
So I can't believe Warframe is doing better than that. That's a free, and
Warframe is way more interesting than that game.
Oh yeah. Warframe. From the little bit I played of Warframe, which isn't a lot, but I played a lot with JJ and his friends. Like Warframe is 10 times better than Anthem, and Warframe actually put in a lot of work to get where it's at. And originally, like a lot of, I remember like I was listening to the interview of them talking about how Warframe got started, and like no one wanted to pick up Warframe. Investor did not want to pick up Warframe because that game just looked too ambitious. They were like, this game is way too ambitious, and there's no way this is gonna survive.
What's with all the missions on all these planets? Like, it was like Destiny map on drugs.
Yeah, it was like they were like.
It was very confusing to figure out your way around the game. Like they just had it set up so it was like any new player that wants to get to him was like, what the hell is going? It's like what the hell?
And that's my only problem with Warframe is that it is too ambitious. Like that game is like so much content, so much thing, but the game never does a good job at telling you like what are you supposed to be doing? What are you supposed to be getting? This is what you need to get. This is what you need to have. This is what you should be doing. Like it doesn't. It's not newcomer friendly. But you know, it's a fun game.
It's not even any type of comer friendly. It's just. I bet there are veterans that are like, yo, dude, listen, even I don't know where to go. Okay. Yeah. I don't know where I'm going.
But it's so.
I've been playing this game for 10 years and I don't know where I'm going.
But that's the thing. It's so much fun though. Once you figure it out, once you get, and even if you're not figuring it out and you just play with friends, it's so much fun.
The combat is way too much fun. It's so fun.
The combat is really good.
And you know what's funny?
And it doesn't get stale. It doesn't get stale at all.
And you know what's funny? The reason why the combat is like so good is because like the community found the glitch. That's why the characters like jump around so fast and whatnot. It was actually a glitch. And then they were like, instead of taking it out, let's actually add it to the fucking game.
Feature.
Yeah, let's add it as a feature. And they're like, what?
Every programmer's famous words. This isn't a bug. It's a feature.
It's a feature. It's not a bug. All right. And well, at least there were. See, this is my thing, and we're gonna wrap this article up because nobody gives a fuck. At least this is why I'm saying like I have little to no faith in BioWare. Like, just give me my Mass Effect collection, and I'm good. Like every time I hear anything about BioWare, it's always some disappointment shit. It's always some disappointment shit. It's never any good news. Like, these guys have fallen so far from grace. After Mass Effect 3, it was like, well, Dark Ages. I think it all
So that's
started.
where CD Projekt Red learned to be a degenerate from.
Hey man, it is.
Senpai. BioWare Senpai.
Hey man, and the sad part is, I feel like if they don't get their shit together, EA is going to axe them because look at what they did to the Dead Space team. Like Visceral is no more. Visceral's dead. Like
Rest in peace.
yeah, like rest in peace. Rest in peace. Fucking Dead Space because that series was really good and now it's completely gone because of 3. Like, which
Part
they.
3.
Hmm?
Part 3. I don't even want to.
Yeah, we're not even gonna talk.
I don't even.
We're
I don't even want to express how I feel.
Oh man, I've heard you talk so much about Dead Space 3. Like, my God, you just ruined everything. And I was like, oh shit, really?
Took the whole fear element out
so
of Dead
much,
Space.
Yeah, I've seen so much gameplay of the first and second one, and I'm just like, oh my God, is that one that crazy? What?
The only game that took the fear out of the game the right way is Resident Evil 8. That is it. As the only game that takes the fear element out of a game and does it the right way.
Oh, you mean by adding big titty babies? Okay, big titty.
Big
babies.
titty mommy milkers that I
my
want to
fuck.
see and play with.
Anywho, well.
Like, we don't get scared, we get horny.
Oh god. Anywho,
Horny now.
Anywho, rest in peace.
But that's not.
Anthem.
let's not think. That's not the whole game though. We keep saying the game. That's not the whole game. Like,
That's the only thing y'all
like,
care about with
there's
that
a
game.
werewolf.
Listen,
That's all I care about.
That's all y'all care about, and that's okay. Y'all need help, but it's okay. Anywho, rest in peace, Anthem. I would give you a moment of silence, but nobody really cares. That game it's already had a moment of silence for like 2 years now. So, you know.
Bye, Felicia.
So, yeah, bye, Felicia. All right, moving on. This week we had our state of play for PlayStation, and it was pretty. It was.
Wait,
spicy.
look, hey. I'm watching it.
Way
as
more
we're
interesting than
currently-
Nintendo.
as we're speaking. I'm currently impressed with this first half of games though. I'm not going front. Like what they showed, this one game was pretty cool. Called what was it called?
If you want, I'm gonna go over the highlights. So
Okay, Solar Ash right now that I'm just looking at looks pretty fun. That looked fun. That looked like pretty solid. I like the colors
Sifu
and all
caught my
that.
eye because it reminds me of Absolver.
Sifu was awesome. Sifu looked like I just wanted to go through down halls like I'm Tony Jaa in a kung fu movie, just bang bang, just go through like mad people. I was like, oh word.
It basically
Awesome.
looked like Absolver. It looked really much like Absolver. Even the way the combat looks, the way the animations move, even the sound effects when you hit somebody looks and sounds like a.
But that's my problem with it. Wait, continue.
Oh my god,
Continue.
that's crazy.
For me, that's what I love it because I love Absolver. Like Absolver, I love the combat in Absolver. Like I played a
Me
lot
too.
of Absolver.
Yeah, and just for me, I just want that kung fu feel because it was looking all like, with the camera work and everything. I was like, oh my god, this is really like, some Bak type vibes right here. Just with the Tai Chi and all like boom boom boom. I was like, oh, okay, we getting into it. I would like to control that. I would like to do that. Give me.
Well,
What's that?
since you guys talked about it, we might as well I might as well give my opinion on that game. What is it called again? Sufi or
Sifu.
Sifu. So, honestly, when I saw it, I was just like, oh, raid old dogs. I'm like, Daredevil episode 2 of season 1.
Yeah.
I instantly those picked up in my head, and then as it continued, I was like, oh, this is just Evolver, but just like linear more. And I'm like, I don't think that's really amazing, but if it comes out and the gameplay is actually fun, I guess I'll check it
Yeah,
out. But
and
it,
let's hope like there's a good story and background of why you know you gotta kick some gangster's ass. You know, what are you trying to get? What are you trying to who are you trying to avenge or something? You know,
yeah, but I
just
just
whatever. Give me some excuse to
I,
kick some kung fu ass.
I guess, but I just didn't find it all that impressive. If I'm being honest, I know
Just
y'all
looks fun.
found, yeah, I know y'all found it like amazing. I was just like, oh, this is just Evolver, but
I won't say amazing. I just found it really like it gave me like that nostalgia of Absolver, which
it
is what
just
caught
looks
my
like
eye
a
about it.
star. It just looks like that, but only thing, it's linear, and I'm just like, whatever. I don't. That didn't. It didn't. Nothing it showed really, except like homaging to, like Daredevil and like Raid and whatnot. It didn't really do anything for me. I was just like, oh wow, that's
Yeah,
dope. But
that's another
You,
thing
you know the
I
funny
looked into.
thing?
I was like,
The
mhm.
funny thing is that when I watched the trailer, it kind of made me feel like it was just an animation for us to watch. Like it kind of didn't feel like a gameplay trailer, if that makes
Exactly,
sense.
yo.
It felt like an animation trailer, so it
Mhm.
kind of felt they were trying to show gameplay, but it's like they accidentally showed you an animation footage. Like
Yeah, it
it
felt
was
like
like
it felt like a
the
concept.
gameplay. What is it?
You know what it is? It felt like a concept video. It felt like oh, here's a concept for a game that we're gonna make, and here's like it's not done, it's not finished, but here you go. This is what we have right now, and I just wasn't all that impressed if I'm being honest. But hey, when I don't know when
nah,
it's I don't
just
know
like this kind
exactly.
of animation and polygon and all these sharp, type, animation. I like it. I just like I don't know. I really I like the style. Oh, you can pick up weapons too. You can pick up crowbar. I'm looking at the trailer right now. You can pick up crowbars and bats probably too. Nah, I like this raid feel. Like, come on, son. Nah,
Eh,
you're bugging.
nah.
I'm whipping. Yo, you can kick people down the flight of steps.
I guess,
Bro, you're
but you,
bugging.
but you, but you can literally do
run
that in
to
Evolve.
really.
Everything they showed, I was like, oh, this is just Evolve, but only thing linear. That's it. I just don't know. It is what it is.
Alright,
Just moving on from that.
alright.
We,
Next game next game. Let me just take over for a second. Yo, but damn, this other game though, the what's it called? The Rapture or whatever?
the
Not
Rapture,
Rapture. Not Rapture. Re what?
Returnal.
In the space one, the space
Returnal.
one.
Oh,
Son,
yo, that was the only
boy,
boy.
boy, why does this look so good? Why does this look so good? Nah, this looks awesome to me. I don't know about anybody else, but this looks awesome. I was like, wait, Space Lady, and I started seeing monsters. I was like, you can shoot
You,
at them and kill them. I was like, okay, and they're ganging up on you. Oh, that looks kind of tough. I'm not gonna front. What's going on?
I'll say that. Actually, Roy, you have anything to say on Returnal?
Returnal. I mean, I saw a trailer of it way before the direct. I mean, it was well, a lot of people saw it before that. I mean, I thought it was interesting, and I still think the gameplay is interesting. I like how it's not very. It's not like a very slow pace 3D shooter. It's like actually very fast paced. And
Yeah, it looks fast.
some people were saying that this is the combat that they wanted. What's its name to be? Death Stranding. There's some people say it's the combat that Death Stranding should have had.
Ah,
Mm,
But that's what some people were saying. I wouldn't say that, but like I'm not sure because I haven't played Death Stranding yet. But I like the way it plays. I think it's interesting.
mm-hmm.
no,
I
that's
don't think
really
I don't think
cool.
it's like fantastic or god tier. I just think it's interesting.
But at least he
Yeah.
like runs, and then you can feel. It looks like you can feel the speed of the motion and the
And she
camera.
got a
I
dash
was
and
like,
everything. Yeah.
yeah, and then the monsters too. They're not like. It's not like it's not that they're not fucking you up. They are. They're kind of ganging up on you.
This game honestly is like what I wanted a Metroid type of game to be. If I was
Oh
directing
my god,
directing
yes.
a Metroid game, this is a Metroid game I would
Oh, this
make.
looks
Like a
Metroid. I
dark,
was like,
like enemies
You know,
all
I
around you
agree with you
a
every
dashing.
step
gun
every step of
attached
the
to
way.
your arm. That's
Like
it.
yeah,
You can roll
like
into a ball.
roll up in a ball, like you can bounce off enemies and whatnot. Like this is my type of Metroid game I would have made, and it just looks dope to me. Like I also like the kind of like the mechanic. It's like a rogue. It's like a rogue game, so it's kind of like Hades. So like when you die, they say like everything's different. So like enemy placement, items, everything is different. So every time you die, it's a new experience. So I'm like, ooh, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, you like that different enemy placement type shit.
Yeah.
That's why I'm trying to play the Shadow of Mordor.
Boy,
Trying to get on that
bro,
because it was free, and I'm like, I got it in my library.
bro, you need to play Shadow of Mordor. It's the Nemesis system is so fucking good, so good.
Nah, I've
But
seen so much games, but I need to. Yeah, I might start that this weekend actually.
yeah, but Eternal looks dope. I hope we'll get to see more of it. So not much. And then
Eternal looks pretty dope.
then the next game they showed off was Kenya, that little Pixar game.
I'm looking. Oh, that game just.
No,
Oh,
wasn't it
That
Knockout
game looks beautiful, but I don't care. It's not PlayStation exclusive, so I don't care. I'm playing it on my PC.
I absolutely. That thing gave me a little. It gave me that little vibe that Disney and Pixar movies fucking give me. It's just
Yeah, it looks dope.
sparkle of joy. I want to play it so fucking bad.
Yeah, it looks dope. Like it looks like a big Pixar, big budget movie, and then it was like, hey, can we make a game out of it? And it looks dope.
What
I
game
heard.
is this?
I think it's called Kenya something. It's on the
Kenya.
20. Yeah, it's like on the 20 mark. They start talking about the game, and the game just looks beautiful. The game just looks absolutely gorgeous. It also reminded me of Pikmin. Like, I don't know why, but it reminded me of Pikmin with the little creatures. Yeah, for some odd reason. It looks like a darker version of Pikmin because, like, they even said, like, the story is going to get way darker than what you initially think. So it's going to probably be like Ori the Blind Forest where it's like, oh my god, it's all beautiful. Oh my god.
This is funny, but, like, the way she moves in her animation, even when she's, like, climbing around the cliffs like that, it kind of made me think of The Last Guardian. It made me think, for some odd reason, it made me think of that game. Like, the way she moves and navigates around the world, not the creatures or anything, but just the way that everything looks and feels reminds me of The Last Guardian. I'm like, wait a minute.
Wait a fucking minute. wait, hold up a minute. Yeah, like it just looks dope. Like I hope it plays good and it functions well. But it kind of bummed me out because I didn't realize this until like after the trailer, and I actually did more research. This is not a PlayStation exclusive. I'm here thinking all this time. I'm like, oh, this is a PlayStation exclusive. Oh, okay, PlayStation. Once again, badass PlayStation getting exclusives. All right. And then they were like, oh, it's also on the Epic Game Store. I'm like, oh, I'm not buying this on my PS5. Fuck that. I'm gonna play it on the best system, the Best Buy.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, when it comes to like picking out games for generation, like if like any game you can play on PC, play it on PC.
Yeah, it's no point not to play this game on the PC. Already, it looks beautiful. Imagine what it's gonna look like on the PC, especially if you have a 3080, 3090 like me.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
At this point, none of these games are exclusive, and like let's be mindful. Like you're still gonna need the PS5 when a lot of these games do become like permanently exclusive, and that's when you start racking up that game library. But right now, if you can play that shit, unless it's a game that gets the better experience on the PS5, then play it on PC. Because right now, even for like Guilty Gear Strive, if you want to have a really high pool player base, play it on P5. Because why? You have P4, P5 crossplay with each other, and a lot of people are playing P5. PC is not crossplay, so that's the reason why it's good. Is the best way to play right now is on P5 or P4.
True.
That's the only reason why you should. That's a good example of the only reason why you would not play a game on PC.
This game though, this game Kenya. Yo, like I almost got it confused. I saw the trailer once actually, long time ago, and I actually got it confused for that new Pixar movie that's coming out. whatever with
Oh,
the
and
dragon.
the dragon. Yes. Oh my god, it reminded me of that. Yes.
I was like, bro, is it that same movie or is it that game? I was like, and then I'm just getting confused. I thought there was one in the same.
Yeah, but
So that's how good it looks. That's how good it looks, though.
and
Like
that's why
It
I'm
looks
that's the
cool.
thing. It looks.
gorgeous.
And
It
I think
looks gorgeous
I
and
mean,
so adorable.
and I want to preface this and say, like, I don't mind if, like, games are not exclusive on consoles, because I don't give a fuck about that anymore. Once you get into PC gaming, it doesn't really matter anymore, because, like, PC's just best. But, like, it would have, I literally thought this game was a PS5 exclusive, and it's not. So it's like, oh, well, I get to enjoy it on my great PC master race. Was that also, to sidetrack a little bit, that kind of like what PlayStation's doing right now is kind of interesting. What the fuck? My neighbors are playing music. Anywho, so like that's kind of like what PlayStation's doing now. I think they just don't care about exclusives. Are starting to get into the mindset of Xbox of like, hey, we don't give a fuck about exclusive, or at least we're not gonna be tied down to exclusive, because they just announced like Days Gone, that zombie
To be fair,
game is gonna be like on the PC recently.
they can't really do like they can't really. I can see why a lot of places aren't doing exclusives for P5 because like nobody can really get access to the console and it just came out 4 months ago.
Yeah, but that's a PS4. That game in particular, Days Gone, is a PS4 game. So it's like I think they're just kind of getting this model of like, what's the fucking point of like only catering to the PlayStation market when we can get even more money if we put it on the PC and we add all these bells and whistles. So, good for me, because now I have a reason to actually buy that fucking game, Days Gone, and buy this game, Kenya, on the PC. More for me. I get to play it on the best system, the PC. Fucking peasants. Anywho, moving. Okay, so you probably made it to this video and you realize, okay, he doesn't talk about Final Fantasy VII Remake DLC and PS5 edition, nor did he talk about Pokemon 25th anniversary. And because I didn't talk about that, I'm going to talk about it here. But to give a reason why I couldn't talk about it, due to a corrupt file and me basically scrounging to save some of the file, but could only save some of it, I lost those talking points that we had. So we had some really funny jokes about JoJo reference. We had a lot of cool stuff to talk about, but sadly it got corrupted. So I cannot get those parts back. So I apologize again. I gotta start saving shit on a hard drive. That was a fuck up on my part. However, I'm just gonna give a quick opinion about Final Fantasy VII and the Pokemon event. For Final Fantasy VII Remake, I am extremely happy that not only is it going to be coming to the PS5 and people are going to be able to play it again in 4K, 60 frames per second, or 1080p, 60, whatever the resolution is going to be. And there's going to be some quality of life changes. I am extremely happy to go back to my runner-up of Game of the Year and play it again. Again, as anybody who knows me personally would know that I loved Final Fantasy VII Remake. It is generally a crowd-pleasing game that generally honors the original in every sense, and is made with a bunch of passion. So to find out that it's coming onto the PS5 and it's going to get quality of life changes, plus faster load time, better lighting, all that bells and whistles of a next gen game, is generally happy. But the thing that really sold it for me was that there's going to be more DLC. There's going to be one little DLC added on, Luffy's DLC, which Luffy as a character is fucking annoying in the original game. So I don't know how I'm gonna tolerate her in this, but so far her design looks fucking dope, and I'm extremely excited for this DLC. They've also announced a bunch of other Final Fantasy VII related stuff. Square Enix is just like, yo, we are milking this shit. And that is, hey, I said it before and I said it again. I'm all on board on Final Fantasy VII Remake. Milk it till you can't milk it no more. Turn this shit into Kingdom Hearts for all I care. I am all on board. But I know a lot of people will not be on board. The only sucky thing about the Final Fantasy VII Remake DLC is that it is only exclusive to the PS5. So if you don't own a PS5, which is getting a PS5 is literally hard as hell. You literally have to scam your way to get a PS5. Like, it is so hard. You won't be able to play this DLC. It's exclusive to the PS5. Now, I would just tell y'all all to hustle and step your game up and get a PS5. You know, if you want to play this amazing DLC. But I also understand it is a very inconvenience. I'm personally okay because I have a PS5, but I can also understand for people who really, 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 really cannot get a PS5 how this is a very inconvenience. Me, on the other hand, all I have to say is step your game up, brothers and sisters. Step your game up. Go strip in the strip club. You know, go beat up an old granny or something to get a PS5 if you want to play this DLC. This is exactly what I wanted more game developers to be, is to say screw last gen and we're moving on. But it's kind of hard to do that when Corona and people can't get it. So hopefully eventually it will make its way to the PS4. If not, PS5, everybody got to go get. Now, as for the 25-year anniversary of Pokemon, the conference was pretty good. As someone who is not a super into Pokemon as he was when he was younger, it was a fun little conference. They announced the remakes of Diamond and Pearl, and I gotta admit, it looks interesting. I don't know. There was a small minority of the Pokemon community that really hated it, or hate that they're look like QB people. But I always, even when I played the original Diamond and Pearl, they always look QB to me, so I never really had a problem. Again, I think it looks good. It's pretty much, I think, what everybody wanted, and I'm completely fine. I just don't understand why the Pokemon community, and maybe this is just outsider looking in, I don't understand how the Pokemon community is always bitching about something. It always seems like there's something being bitched about, but no one's actually going and change or making their voice heard about changes. Because if I'm not mistaken, Sword and Shield, everyone was bitching about certain aspects about Sword and Shield. Again, as an outsider looking in, like, people were just bitching and complaining, but no one ended up doing anything because Pokemon Sword and Shield sold like shit ton of copies. So at the end of the day, I think it looks good. I think it looks completely fine. And, you know, I'm looking forward to it. It's coming out later in the year, and that's cool. The last Pokemon big news they announced was the Pokemon Legends, and that's going to be like a open world RPG Pokemon game, set kind of like in feudal Japan, where you're trying to make your first Pokédex, which is dope. I think that idea is great. I've always wanted a open world like Breath of the Wild Zelda Pokemon game, so that's really dope and really cool. However, this game looking bad, looking horrendous, looking like it needs some work. It needs some time in the oven. Luckily, the game is coming out in 2022, so they showed this off way earlier than they should have, and I think that's gonna leave a bad impression to thing. But a lot of the concept looks interesting. Just being able to go around the whole Pokemon world in a free roaming game is gonna be dope. I think this is really the direction Pokemon should have been heading for since they put it on the Switch, and they just never did it. And I think this is a great idea. They just need a bunch of work. This game looking rough. I seen like some of the Pokemons were running in like 12 frames. Some of the textures, some of the creatures, some of the Pokemons and some of the leaves and whatnot look horrendous. Like, this game just needs work. Again, it's coming out 2022, so it has tons of work ahead of it. But so far, it was not a good impression compared to the Diamond and Pearl remake. All I have to say is the conference was pretty good. As someone who's not a Pokemon fan, I could definitely see myself purchasing these games when they become available. So, overall, that was the podcast, episode 4. Sorry for how sloppy it was, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like what you saw, please rate, comment, subscribe, follow me and the bros on social media. I really appreciate it if you would do that and share it with people. But this episode was kind of a little messy due to the corrupt file. I apologize by that. But we're going to roll with the punches. Hopefully, we will not be any more mess up. Until then, take care.